Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the Hot Off the Press show. Once again, your weekly dose of football news. And where should we start? We should start with Man United, shouldn't we? Right? Because obviously it's announced pretty much yesterday that Varane is joining Man United as a new signing, which is, I'm not complaining. If I was a Man United fan, I'd be surprised if you're complaining at that. I think if you're a rival fan, you've got every right to complain, because that is a quality signing, right? And I think another fact is that obviously I forgot to mention about Ollie's contract as well, because that's been extended as well. Ollie's contract has been extended for till 2024. Another 3-year deal, I believe. So that'll keep him at the club till 2024. Now, we'd like to see what happens during this season, like in terms of meeting targets, meeting objectives, meeting expectations that the fans expect from this side that Man United have now, because they have now got a side that should be challenging for the league. There shouldn't be any excuses now for Man United to not challenge the league. And if they don't, then you've got to look at the manager. You've got to look at the manager in that view, and see that he's not good enough. Simple as that. But it'd be interesting to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Though they've got these two signings that they've got now, there's still another signing they need to make. They still need, I think, another midfielder, a DM. Kind of like a bit like what Arsenal need, really. They need someone in that midfield to push forward. Evening, Connor. Hope you're well, mate. Big up, Munzie. You alright, mate? Yeah, let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. Right. Right. So Solskjaer signed a new contract. This obviously from the actual the team's the website. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed a new contract at Manchester United that will see him at the club till at least 2024, with an option for a further year. So he gets an option with a further year's extension after that. Edward Wood, who was there, said Ollie and his staff have worked tirelessly putting the foundations in place for a long-term success on the pitch. The results have become increasingly visible over the past 2 seasons, and we are looking forward to see this exciting team develop further in the years ahead. What is especially pleasing is the way that this progress has been achieved with a blend of young, homegrown talent and top-class recruits playing attacking football in the best traditions of Manchester United. We are confident and then ever that under Ollie's leadership, we are heading in the right direction. Just to give you what Solskjaer said as well. Everyone knows the feeling I have for this club. I'm delighted to have signed this new contract. It's an exciting time for Manchester United. We have built a squad with a good balance of youth and experienced players that are hungry for success. I have a fantastic coaching team around me, and we are all ready to take that next step on our journey. Manchester United wants to be winning the best and biggest trophies, and that's all we are striving for. We have improved both on and off the pitch, and that will continue over the coming seasons. I can't wait to get out in front of a packed Old Trafford and start this season's campaign. Well, there you go. So that's kind of what they've said from Manchester United's end. Of course, it's all going to be like a I've had nothing to do today, so this stream is relieving me from some boredom. Thank you. That no worries, mate. To be fair, he does deserve a new deal, but this season is the biggest season he will face. There's a lot of questions like to this season. He's got to challenge the league this season. With that squad, he should be challenging the league now. There shouldn't be any excuses for it. Simple as that. So right, let me just have a look. Big up, Maisie. I hope. I hope you get better soon. I hope you're not well. Hope you get better soon. Get it sorted. You can mess with me anytime. Right. Right. Where are we? Solskjaer's new deal. Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed a new contract with Manchester United. Blah 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 blah. Right. I've always felt at home. Also adding to what he said. Also adding to what he said is that I've always felt at home here and want to pay the loyalty that has been shown to me by the club and the fans and Sir Alex. It has been a difficult and frustrating few years for me, but I'm determined to prove my worth over the next few years, and I'm sure I can contribute to the team and their success. Although my priority is to keep playing, I am looking forward to exploring the coaching opportunity being given to me by the club. I've spent many years at Old Trafford, and it will be a great privilege to represent the club in a wider role. Right. It will take Ollie till 35 to give it and gives him the opportunity to develop his coaching experience. Something tells me that's not to do it now. But essentially, that's what they are planning to do in a minute. But big up T-Ho in the building as well. To be honest, pretty surprised Ollie got the contract extension before the season started. That shows they are looking at him as long-term management. Hopefully, it pays off next season. Well, it has to pay off next season. He's got no excuses now. He must be challenging Man City for the league to the very end, until the final few games of the season. Right? None of this 12, 13 gap difference. It needs to be about 3 or 4 points in it. There should be no excuses now. Right? To at least challenge for the league. And I mean, when I least challenge, I mean challenge it. I mean, take it to like the last 2 games. So, yeah. going to go on to about Varane now, aren't I? Varane. I don't get what, like, I was watching, yes, 100%. If we don't win a trophy, and not competing for the league, then he must go. I don't agree with wanting my manager out, but there's no other option. Well, yeah, of course. As someone as the stature of Manchester United, you should be challenging for the league, and that's an end of. Right? You've won it 20 odd times. God knows how many times you've won it when it's actually just only been the Premier League, but like you should be winning it. There's no other reason to. This is going to be one of the best seasons in Premier League history, mate. You've got Chelsea there, right? Where was it? Come out of that. Yeah, you've got Chelsea there. Well, fuck Arsenal, they're nowhere near it. Yeah, fuck them. You've got Chelsea, you've got Liverpool, you've got Man City, you've got Man United, and they're all targeting the league. They're all going to target the league. I don't think Liverpool are not going to be in this, right? Even though I've put them in 4th place, they're going to be in this fight. 4 teams going for the league. Now, if that doesn't like water anyone's appetite for this season, I don't know what will. Right? I mean, even I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not even going to be part of it. I mean, which other managers are out there right now? You can take the job at United, who currently aren't in a job. I can't think. Actually, that's a good point. Oh my god, Varane, the signing I'm most excited to see. Yeah, and I didn't get last night. I'm sure maybe you're reading in the chat, right? What is he on? Yes, right. Sergio Ramos is a quality player. He's one of the best centre backs of the decade. One of the best, not the best. One of the best, right? Right. But yeah. Big up, Talk Manu. Hope you're well, mate. Did you watch the match yesterday? No. Did I miss anything? The game was against Watford. Who wants to watch that? Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not really fast. I'm not watching like anything that's paying Conky 6 or 7 quid. Simple as that. But oh my god, yeah. So what was I saying? How can you sit there, like, and say like you said? I get your point about like Sergio Ramos being one of the best, but that doesn't mean Varane's it's not a quality signing. And to be honest, if you're looking at a long-term future, the long-term success, which is what Man United want, instead of buying 1 or 2 players and then buying Sergio Ramos for about 2 years and then buying again, right? Of course you get Varane over him, for me. Reese, how are you, mate?
I'm alright, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Just just going on about Varane and how like I would rather him over Sergio Ramos on an age basis.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah, because like if say Ramos plays this one season and then finds at this age he wants to retire, you then got to reinvest again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Varane, you've got 3, 4, 5 years of him at his peak. So
it's true.
That's probably why I would go for Varane over Sergio Ramos. It's not denying that Ramos is not a great centre back.
No, of course not. It's not denying anything at all. No, it's actually being smart. Like, Ramos is a fantastic defender, and anybody would want to have him in your team. Like, there's no denying of that. But it's the same as like Thiago Silva, for example, at Chelsea. Like, you're bringing him in for the short term. You're not going to get a long term option. He is good though. Like, he is good, but no, you're right. I like Ramos, but you're not going to get a long time out of him. You're not going to get a lot of time out of him, so it's right. I think it's a smart choice. And Varane's 28, he's in his prime, so I've got no issue with that at all. And it's 5 years. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not happy with that as a Man United fan, I don't know what will make you happy then. So
I think just some people are just, I don't know, they're just either delusional, blind to the situation, or they're just clutching for straws to get any form of like comment. That's all I can think of, really.
I mean, obviously, like, you have Varane now, and you have Sancho. We talked about Ollie's contract as well. Surely now there is no excuses for challenging for the league.
Oh, there's absolutely no excuses whatsoever. There's no excuses for him, and he's not going to get any from me. Like, he's got to challenge. Like, he has got to challenge and show it, and not be out of it so quickly. Like, this past season, yeah, we didn't have certain players in certain positions, and he clearly didn't trust the squad enough. Otherwise, he would have rotated more. But the players he's bringing in, I do see more of that. So there really is no excuse. But we'll see what happens. Like everyone knows, I'm not Ollie in, I'm not Ollie out. I personally couldn't give a shit about the arguments. I just want to support my club and just see what happens. Same as you, like, obviously you're Arteta out, but at the end of the day, you wouldn't have to be either of those conversations. You wouldn't have to be. You just want to support your club regardless. But there is some things that need to be improved upon from an outsider looking in.
Well, yeah, I mean, we just mentioned about sort of the season that's coming ahead. I mean, from a neutral point of view, I'm excited for it. But as an Arsenal fan point of view, I'm not.
The only good thing is, you could maybe take it as a good thing, maybe not, is there is no European football for you guys. There is no European football. So I know it's obviously you want to be in Europe, you want to play, but it gives him a bit more time to work with this young squad as well, who may not be suited to European football yet. Gives them a chance, so it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, we got Munzi on. How are you, mate?
I'm all right. You?
Yeah, not too bad. We're just going about like your expectations for the league and the fact that you should be challenging this season, and that should be the sort of the main aim. Absolutely.
I still think we're a midfielder away. Yeah, I don't think we'll be. We need another midfielder. If we get another midfielder, then yeah, we'll be like a couple of points away from City. But if we don't, it's going to be the same again.
If you had one option to pick out there, realistically, who would you get?
I want Neves.
Okay.
I want Ruben Neves or what's his name? Or Basuma. One of them two.
Yeah.
I would take. I know there's obvious people calling out for Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, all that. Ndidi, for me, I'd get Banaka from Milan, or I get Koopmeiners. I'd get one of those two. I like the technical. I like the technical players behind it. Like, I like a technical DM who can spray pass about and who can still defend. They can, and I think that's what this team needs. We need a midfielder that's like. It's no coincidence that one of our best teams under Sir Alex Ferguson involved a technical midfielder sitting roaming the midfield, like that midfield three of like Carrick, Scholes, and at times Anderson, Park Ji-sung, Hargreaves. That 08-09 era, like 07-09, just sums it up like how strong we were in midfield, and it's because of we had Carrick sitting in there doing that sort of role. And that's what Banaka and Koopmeiners are to me. And the good thing is Koopmeiners' deal to Atlanta fell through. It completely fell apart. So he's still available. I would get him now. And they're going to cost you up to about 40 million. So you're not spending an awful lot. You can get them in for smart value. And you've got like Cook Minor's what, early 20s. Benacer's 24 in December, and he plays for one of the top teams in Italy. So it's not a problem.
Would you say the Minor came from again?
Cook Minor, he plays for Feyenoord. No, it's either Feyenoord or Alkmaar. It's one of those. I'm sure it's Alkmaar. Yeah, Alkmaar. Sorry, he plays for Alkmaar. His brother plays with him. His brother plays with him.
Couldn't offer the right money. Couldn't they get him?
Quite possibly, he'd be a good midfielder for you lot.
It's just the thought of it because I thought.
Yeah, it's definitely Alkmaar. Yeah, Alkmaar. Yeah.
Because I would have thought
I was thinking the other midfielder that plays for Feyenoord is just as good.
Because I would be thinking Arsenal would be, as much as we're not in European football, it's more probably attractive offer Arsenal than Alkmaar is. So surely that if we put the money down, they can obviously get him for 40 or
about 35 million. Will get you him about 35 million.
So
no problem.
I don't see what the problem with that.
I don't see any harm in that. Like Tycho's made a good point. That's what I was referring to. Is he plays with his brother? They both play together. Like Cook Minor, the two of them. It's actually quite good for the two of them. Like realistically, they're both sort of similar positions. But the one you want is Tuin. Like he's the better one of the two. But he was close to joining Atlanta, but it fell through. So yes, still available.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is you should, if you see something like that fall through and you see an opportunity, go out and grab it.
Exactly.
Grab it.
I want somebody who is a defensive midfielder, not somebody who can just makeshift the role.
But it's also
with all due respect, that's what Bissouma and Neves are.
But it's just like you're taking a gamble as well. Is when
you
see those players that are worth that much. What do? You leave them there to see if they can do any better. Because if they play any better than last season, they'll just go up in value. So, and then also if they fall apart and have a terrible season, then the fans are like, "No, we don't want him." So,
that's the only thing really. I would prefer them just purely for the technical standpoint of a defensive midfielder. Like that's what they remind me of. Like that technical style. They can pass the ball about. They've got plenty of energy behind them. They do score goals. So that if anything, they give you an extra dimension. I know some people want Ndidi because he's a destroyer, but in all fairness, I think if this had been like a Mourinho, Man United, or say we'd got Simeone or if we'd got Allegri, then a destroyer makes sense. But we don't have that type of manager and we don't play that type of system. So I don't think a destroyer is what we should look to. I don't think that's what we should be looking at, in all fairness.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal need a destroyer, though. I think Arsenal need a destroyer because you need something to boss the midfield.
We need someone to destroy our manager. Sorry. I had to put that one in.
I kind of expected that from you. Kind of expected it.
Hey, would you expect anything less?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Paul Pogba, actually, I did want to mention it as well. The news relating around Paul Pogba is a bit mixed. Some are saying he's likely to stay, some are saying he's unlikely to stay. What is your feelings around Paul Pogba for Man United? Do you think it's time for him to move on, or do you think you still get more from him?
I honestly don't know. I got asked the question the other day, if Paul Pogba went, who would I bring in to fit that box-to-box midfield role? And I said in a heartbeat, I'd take Leon Goretzka. But in all fairness, there is a player there in Paul Pogba. There is a player, we've seen that. It's just you need to put the right players beside him. Ideally, I would want him to stay, but if he doesn't want to be here, then you shouldn't hold him against his will, because eventually that causes more problems than it makes up solutions. And he's a world-class player, no doubt about it. He is a world-class player, but if he doesn't want to be here, it doesn't matter how much you could offer the guy $1 million a week, and it would still be wrong. It would still be wrong because you're just taking an opportunity away from him. And if he doesn't want to be here, then go. I would like him to stay. I would like him to stay, but if his heart's elsewhere, it's wrong. It's not right to hold somebody against that. Like any other club shouldn't do that. Like any other club ideally wouldn't do that as well. If they seen something like that, they would be like, okay, we'll move you on. I did see a few things today saying that they want to get money out of it. Like they still want 50 million from PSG. Like PSG, if they come in for Pogba, Man United want 50 million, and that's just what it is, which I think is a fair value.
Yeah, just don't, because obviously that, like, if he is going to go anywhere, it looks like it will be PSG out of anyone. I mean, Real Madrid can't afford him. Barcelona can't afford him. A lot of them can't afford him. So, for me,
I'm just looking for your chat because I've not got us on full screen. I'm just looking at your chat, and Tycho's asked if I'd take Camavinga.
Yeah,
I've watched him a few times. I'm not going to say I know an awful lot about him, but from what I'm seeing, I'm impressed by him. I think he's a very good prospect for football in terms of, like, he's got a long career ahead of him. If he comes in, then obviously that'd be great. That'd be another great coup for Man United, like a young top talent that can aim to become one of the best in the world and want to play for us. And I think it'd be great. But in all fairness, I'm pretty sure he has his heart set on Spain. And if he wants to go to Spain over Man United, then frankly we shouldn't bother. Because it's the same as like with Angel Di Maria. Like we signed a man who got man of the match in the Champions League final, won the Champions League final, but he didn't want to come to Man United. He wanted to go to PSG that summer, and then we ended up signing him for 57.5 million, and then we ended up selling him for 44 million the following year because he didn't want to be here. So in all fairness, if you don't want to come to Man United, then we shouldn't sign a player that doesn't want to play for us. But if he turns around and goes, you know what, actually, I can see something being happening there. I can see it, even if I was to go for like 4 or 5 years, then leave, then fine. I've no problem with that. But if he just wants to go straight to Madrid or Barcelona, let him. Because there's no point bringing somebody else in if they just don't want to be here. Like, it's a waste of your time.
Absolutely. I mean...
But he is, from what I've seen, quality young player.
I'm just quickly having a look because the other part of this is about the Women's Super League in itself. And I'm just going to quickly bring it up. Do smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the join button as well. Really important you do that. Women's League to be shown. I think this was back in June. This was Women's League to be shown live on Sky Sports for the 2021. So it's basically next season.
That's right. Yeah.
Begins on the weekend of the 3rd, and so it'll either be. I think it'd be either Sky Sports. I think BT are getting some games as well. I think who else is getting it?
I think BT Sports are going to have some as well. I think
BBC. I thought it said no. I thought you said that it said BBC are going to get some as well.
I'm not looking forward to watching Chelsea play Man United. Yeah,
then the rest is on. Then the rest is going to be on the old viewer, on the app. So, I mean, what do you say about like Man United's like women's team and
this?
How it looks for them?
I think it's gone tits up. I don't know what's happening with it. I ain't really watched it. I watched bits last year, and when they got promoted from the championship and when they won the championship, but then it's just like they lost the coach. They lost. Well, last year they lost. Is it Greenwood? Was it Greenwood? She went to City, or no? Did she go City or did she go Lyon?
She went to Lyon. Yeah.
Yeah. So she
went to City.
Yeah, stupid girl. Yeah. So
she loves going around rivals. She's been to Everton and she's played for Liverpool.
But yeah, once she left, and then a couple of the Americans are left now, aren't they? Is it Heath? She's gone. Somebody else gone. I don't know what's happening. I've heard that they're not really bothered about the women United. I have heard about that. So that's why the coach left, because they weren't getting a training ground and stuff. Something like that. But yeah, it's a shame really because like you can't be. It's got to be men and women now, isn't it? It's not the world we used to live in. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got to have men and women. And to be fair, some of them can play. I mean, I used to go to school with these two twins, and I never thought they could play when I was about 8. So this is like 30 years ago, and they run ring round me, so that shut me up. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is a shame. I hope they do sort it out because you know, at the moment I think it's France and Spain. But I know Barcelona won Champions League last year, didn't they? The women, so they beat Chelsea 4-0, didn't they, in the final?
Mm-hmm.
And then I know Leon was strong, but a couple of them have come back. Like Lucy Bronze has come back. I'm not sure where she went, but she's come back. And so Nikita Paris gone back to Arsenal as well.
Nikita Paris has gone back to Arsenal. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, I think she has. And then I do like what's her name, who plays up front for England, White. She's quite good. Is she at City or did she leave City now? I think she left Ellen White. That's it. I think she's left City now.
She's still there. I think
she's still there.
No, she's still there. But yeah, she's quite good. I know United have got a good goalie. One of the goalies, all right. Got a good team, but
as well is still at Man City. She came from Arsenal as well.
Who's the big blonde girl who was at Chelsea defender? She's quite good. I can't remember her name. She's like, I think she's 6 foot. She's like huge.
I can't think.
Can't remember her name, but yeah, no, like
the one I can remember from Chelsea squad is Fran Kirby. Oh, she's
still. She's still there. She's still there. She's quite nifty, but yeah, it's a shame that United didn't really bother him. Well, they are, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? They seem to.
It's that's
why the manager left.
I think maybe you said it on a previous stream. You weren't created about 2018, 2017. Obviously before, obviously the WSL.
Yeah,
came into force, and the money started coming into it with Man City and Chelsea. You might as well just not bother doing the league because Arsenal won it every year.
Yeah.
They had no competition, which is why I was glad they had the WSL put in because like we won it in 2018-19. It was actually a title race that actually had people fighting for it.
Yeah, but Arsenal have always had a good team, though, haven't they?
Yeah, we've always been strong in the women's football. I've said for fucking ages, just put the women's football in the men's. Right, we should just play the women's team instead of like the men's team.
You would get close to winning something at least.
Yeah, I know that for certain.
Is it anyway? Is it fancy dress today, Stephen? You got your Arsenal shirt on.
Yeah, I know.
It's not fancy dress, is it?
I thought I'd wear it for a change. Jessica Carter. Not sure. Dutch streaming service Zillow Sport, which I used to watch F1, has lost rights and Nixie's. Shit. I better go to another service or I'll be pissed. Yeah, there's probably more. I have to go on the app then, to the F1 app.
There's sites out there. There's sites out there. We all know the sites.
Well, to be fair, there's that like the F1 TV app's only about what $7.99.
Yeah,
$7.99.
$7.99. I won't pay.
Reece looks like Phil Foden with specs.
I'm better looking and more mature, but cheers for the compliment.
Hey, Stephen, and the panel as well. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be the same candidates for the Women's Super League next season. Which should probably
Who won it last year? Did Chelsea win it?
Yeah, Chelsea won it, and it will be Man City, then
Chelsea, Arsenal. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, top 4.
Because I think they were saying about the women, the Chelsea women manager is going to come over to the men's, but I don't know how that would work.
I don't know how that would work, to be honest. I'd have to.
Yeah, Steve, private chat, man.
Big up talk.
Yo,
some bitch.
Oh God, here's Mr. YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
What's happening, folks?
No, to be fair, it's between To be fair, it's between the two of us because we're both everywhere at the moment on
That's
YouTube. We
true.
didn't get a break. I actually got told by Josh to take a break from YouTube today. He was going to have me on one of his shows today, and he's like, "No, I'm telling you, take a fucking break." I'm like, okay, no, I'll do it. I was like,
Leah Williamson is going to tear up the league. That's a good
Yo,
shout.
Chico,
Yeah.
Melino.
We're just talking about big up Mel as well. About Man United and where they are now, since they've got Varane. Ollie's tied to a new deal with an extra option to stay. Well, I said from the start, you should have no excuses to challenge for the league. Surely.
Well, I mean, the Pogba situation, yeah, I heard what Reece was saying. He's got to stay there because he wants to stay there. You know what I mean? He's got to be there with his heart, not with his wallet. If that's the case, we still don't need a number 6 to free him up. If we do that, we can play a 4-3-3 next season. And yeah, and I said it last night on Richie's channel that I don't see why Ollie should fail, because we've got momentum, he's got a team behind him. You know, the experience is there. Everything's in place. He's made good changes. Everything seems to be rosy in the kitchen right now. So unless there's an absolute catastrophe and he does a Mourinho and falls out with the team, but I can't see that happening because he's such a good man manager. So, you know what? I just think it's business as usual once the season starts against Leeds. You know.
There you go.
Got no idea what you're on about. There you go.
So yeah, you know what? As long as for Ollie now, because it's been a constant improvement with a couple of steps. We haven't ever gone down, so it's just a couple of steps of bit of inconsistency here and there. We know the improvements Ollie's got to making subs, etc. I want him to be a bit more aggressive on the sideline.
Yeah.
Where the coach is tackling himself. Yeah, when we as fans can identify that, look, you're trying to go, you keep trying down that left hand side, it ain't working. Switch it. You know, I want to see Ollie on the sidelines, blurting that out and giving them instructions and making it clear. Quickly change what you're doing, and and try something else. So, but
it's no coincidence. Like 67% of our attacking play comes from the left wing. It's no coincidence. Like that needs to balance out. Realistically, we should have more in the middle, and at least it's going to be more on the right hand side. But
this is the thing now. If you look at what we've got now, we've got left, middle, and right. With in a 4-3-3 formation, if we do that with the number 6 in behind Bruno and Pogba, with Shaw and Wan-Bissaka sort of pushing up, there's options both sides and through the middle.
Yeah.
So, you depending on who you're playing, you stretch teams one side, you come short the other, and you have them 3 balls in where you can get in behind. But because the thing is, we know that a lot of teams are probably gonna, if we do set up in that fashion, a lot of teams are going to set up in a very defensive shape and not want to break that shape.
Yeah.
Which means we're going to need the likes of Cavani and Sancho to sort of get in between players. Give them a reason to sort of concentrate on something else rather than being in front all the time. You want to get in between them. Give them something.
Exactly. It's no coincidence that Sancho's numbers, he's more creative on the right wing. He's more of a goal scorer from the left. So we're going to see either or, depends on what we go with. You're going to see him on either wing, and he's going to be a threat.
Yeah.
I said last night, it was a comment I left on the live stream, and my exact words, I want to see us overload teams with the press, overload them, because you'll force defences into mistakes. There's no coincidence that Cavani was our most pressing player last year, besides Bruno Fernandes. Cavani does not know when to stop pressing.
Yeah.
And if you use that that pressure, you can it's why Liverpool won the league. Liverpool pains me to say it but they did. They won the league by overloading defences, but by creating so many chances. If we'd done that, we would cause more problems doesn't matter what area of the pitch we're on.
Yeah.
Press from the front, but we don't press as much.
But also, if you identify which teams are keeping a solid condensed shape, so the ones that keep a more open shape, the ones who keep a condensed shape and aren't too concerned about the sides, that's where you get numbers down them sides. You know,
Exactly.
you've got to force them. Yes, big up Mel. You've got to force them into making a decision. You know,
Definitely.
Do we keep letting them come down that side and putting balls in from the other side? You know, because or like I said, if they're spread out and they are leaving some gaps in between, that's where you want your Cavani's and you know, like Sancho, maybe even Pogba, because we know Pogba can put the ball in net. You know, get in between, because there's nothing when you're playing football. If something's in front of you, you feel like you're in charge and in control of that situation because you're like, I'm standing my ground. I know where you are. When somebody comes up the side of you, everything changes. It's the whole world turns upside down because you're thinking, shit, wait a minute.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Different dimension.
You've got, you know, and you draw the concentration onto you and your position, and then the hands start coming out then to feel for your shirt, feel where you are. You know, if they're ball watching, they've got to feel where you are. And with the movement of like Cavani and Sancho, you know, in out, boom, go in. With them balls coming in. I think for me, mate, I'll tell you what, I'm so excited I'm keeping my eye on this because apparently there's possibility, it seems to me, that Leicester are interested in Dan James. We
Give
want
them that money.
We want Ndidi, you know, do a deal. Dan James and 30, 40 million, whatever, and get Ndidi. If not, we need to get this Neves deal or Camavinga deal done quickly before the start of the season. You know, in the next sort of, well, it's got to be over the next 3 or 4 days, really, hasn't it?
There's so many options to get. I would still jump at the chance and get Banaka from Milan. I would in a heartbeat.
I mean,
but there's a fair few out there. But no, I completely agree with you.
I don't want to start in the season with. Well, I'll say this: I don't want to start in the season with McTominay and Fred. However, if Ollie is going to go for this 4-3-3, then he picks Fred. He picks Fred
to him in the role. Aye.
You know, he picks Fred to be in behind Bruno and Pogba.
I think he's good enough for the role. Like I know he's not the best in there, but he actually the way he does play he is quality with the ball. He just needs to do more.
Can you see Martial playing like wide now? He won't play in the middle, will he?
No, he'll have to play wide. He'll have to play wide because if Rashford goes
better, I think he's better out there. I think he played well out there.
He does well on the left, Martial, and he's you know, cutting in, being the, you know, overlaps, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's a big possibility because obviously, like I say, the rumours of
Rashford's out for a couple of months, isn't he? So he left him.
Well, there is talk of that, but as I said the other night, what I read was that there's a bit of kind of uncertainty around whether Rashford actually even needs this operation right now.
He does.
There's been a bit of the second opinion has been that it's not quite as bad as somebody else would say. So but you're in a bit of a quandary here because it's down to them then to decide.
He's got to have it. You could see he needs it. He can't. He's not 100%.
No. I mean, it's all right saying that, Munzi, but it's not our decision. If the medical team and the board and
I'll make the decision. Have it or he retires. Because I can't sit there watching him not having it. It was awful. The last 6 months, it was awful. You can't tell me that.
I do think he needs something. I just don't know.
He either needs an operation or a kick up the backside. One of the two.
You know what? No, I'm sorry. That just sounded like I just had a flash. Was it Stephen? Have it or you die. I'm like,
no, I didn't say that.
Chance one or you die, and I'm like, okay, I bet. So I just had that sort of that ring to it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll soon see, won't we? We'll soon see with Rashford what's going to happen. They'll let us know quite sharpish, I'm sure.
Well, you'll probably get the phone call talk because you're everywhere, so you'll get the phone call.
The thing is there's also rumours though that they want to release Martial.
Yeah, I've heard that swap deal for Haaland.
Well, I don't think Haaland's going anywhere this window. I don't.
No.
Oh, did I really just read that comment from John? Please tell me I didn't read that comment.
Hang on.
What's John?
Oh,
From Brethren, John.
Oh, brethren, don't make me come on here and answer your crimes, right? It's bad enough you still.
you don't even. Who is this Van Dijk? Who is this Van Dijk you speak of? Are you doing some sort of Jesus magic?
No, Reese.
Oh,
Reese. No, I'm gonna even full screen this one. Look, I know you're still upset because remember Verstappen's got 8 points left. He won the Grand Prix. So, I know you're still upset by that, man, but there's no need to take it on Man United, right? Just to face it, Hamilton's coming to get you, right? Bit like Arsenal got you in '89, right? And he's a gooner.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned like 2002 yet.
I was going to mention that later.
Well, what happened in 2002? On mine went blank.
They beat them in the FA Cup.
We beat 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool. No, we beat Chelsea.
Was it Chelsea? It was Michael Owen that beat you, eh?
Yeah,
Liverpool beat you, eh? I thought it was you beat them. To be fair, 2001 was a Mickey Mouse. I don't remember 2001. Can we just scrap 2001 from existence?
Yeah.
That was the year the Mickey Mouse treble appeared.
I was going to say, if you wanted to mention 2002, we did win the league in this shitty little stadium in Manchester. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you said that.
It was definitely a fucking dreamland after that night.
It's funny you do say that you say shitty stadium, but at least our stadium gets filled by fans. I don't know what your stadium gets filled by.
Yeah, and what do? They get the rain poured on because of a leaky roof.
It's alright, you can take your head and shoulders and you can have a quick wash.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, keep your head and shoulders like.
Manchester providing friendly, quick services to the people.
Keep coming. It's for me.
Yeah, I don't want to remember 2001 because I'll say this now: Michael Owen winning the Ballon d'Or is a disgrace to football.
How is it Michael Owen wins the Ballon d'Or and Henry didn't? And yet everyone counts Henry as the best, one of the best, probably the best striker in the Premier League history.
Dude, Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or and David Beckham didn't. Try to explain that one.
Well, yeah. I'll make your point on that one.
What is Michael Owen actually good at besides getting injured? He was overrated.
I do like the fact how he copied exactly the run that Maradona did to score against Germany.
Yeah.
Scored against Argentina, didn't he?
That was a nice goal. That was. I have to admit. Sorry, Reece.
I mean, that was only a friendly, but what happened at the World Cup though? What was it? Ronaldinho from the halfway line.
Euros this season.
You lost in the final.
What did you do in round of 16?
2016. You really want to ask me about 2016, mate?
No, round of 16. What happened?
They turned up, didn't they?
Football, mate. Football.
We decided to go home. Yeah. Couldn't be asked to do it.
I decided we're not going to do anything. We've given you all we want. George Weah was class.
We felt sorry for you. Was it we felt sorry for you? Right, so.
No, hang on, Tycho, come on. How did George Weah the fuck all? That man was quality in Milan.
Yeah.
He was quality.
They handed out
to be fair, Nedved winning it made sense. Nedved winning it actually made sense. Him and Henry, it was difficult between the two of them. They were both successful that season.
Nedved is like I get Nedved, but like I still think that season.
Michael Owen, no. Michael Owen, definitely not.
I think for that season, the amount of goals that Henry scored, the amount of assists he created as well. For me, he should have been Ballon d'Or. And the fact that got us to an unbeaten. Obviously, like as much as I go on about the fact that I wanted to win the Champions League, it's still an incredible achievement to do an unbeaten season. And the fact that his goals and assists contributed to it, that for me, that just says itself. It should be Ballon d'Or. It should be by a mile.
At least they got the right. At least they got 2004 right.
Scotland never got a group stage.
They have. Check your history.
Right. Owen.
To be fair,
was
the
a
Ballon
question.
d'Or. To be fair, the Ballon d'Or
be
has
fair,
been
we're
useless
sort of
for
gonna carry
years.
this
So there's
conversation
generally no needing it.
Next stream, we're going to sort of carry this conversation on because we're going to do a Man United preview. Basically, I'm doing a preview for each top of six. So I'm going to look at their view and do for each stream this like Leicester one, Man City one, and Arsenal one, a Tottenham one if I can find anyone, Man United one.
Okay.
Then basically preview the season and what they expect, and then I'll do one massive one just before it starts.
Fair enough.
As well as a preview to the Brentford game. I'm trying to find a Brentford fan. Yeah, Owen was better at Liverpool. How is that? I mean, do you hate Michael Owen, like though he went to Man United?
He was a
Because he went to
spanner.
Liverpool?
No,
Yeah.
I just thought he was. I honestly thought he was overrated.
Okay.
Robbie Fowler over Michael Owen. That says it all.
Because like I don't. For me, I've always found that Owen didn't get the hate that he got from Man United fans because he went to Man United.
We still shouldn't have signed him. That was an absolute stupid signing.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for him in the end, but I didn't feel he get the hate from both sides. So it's like he's gone to both sides and he hasn't got the hate and he's got away with it.
So it was worth it.
He's an absolute clown anyway. So
it was worth it just for that goal. It was worth it for that goal. You know which goal I'm talking about.
Aye.
What goal?
Goal in the derby, 4-3.
It was quality. Fucking quality.
Other than that,
it was worth it just for that. It was worth it just for that.
Yeah,
I hate Michael Owen with a passion. I fucking can't stand him.
So we'll just mention about the women's game as well and how the fact there's all been shown live. I might do a women's preview, like a women's football preview, as well to the new season, which will be about beginning of September the 3rd. I saw it as well.
Charlie, yeah, but Charlie, yeah, but
Mark Hughes, Mark Hughes, a Man United legend, getting beat was pure perfect.
Talk. Cue the song. This is how it feels to be City. This is how it feels to be small.
This is how it feels when the manager battles it in the Champions League final. Hey, go on, Charlie.
Just check my history. You've qualified for Euros and World Cup 8 times, but never got out of the group stage.
You know the good thing about that is though. You know what the good thing about that comment is though. At least he actually did what I said.
Dan.
Yeah, I actually did say check. I actually did say check history. I honestly don't care where Scotland get out of a.
To be
I honestly don't care if we get out of a group or not because we don't go for the vibes.
Dan, was this your chance to try and get win an argument in the football match since you're a Tottenham fan?
Yeah.
Sorry, just had to put that one in there.
to be fair, there have been some the nice thing is Scotland have had some pretty decent teams over the years, before my time, long before my time, the 86 team, 78. 78, obviously, that's more famous for train spotting than anything else, really. But but still, honest to God, I think Scotland as a team, they're not going to succeed in any way unless something bizarre happened. But to me, I'm not particularly bothered if we give it a group. If we got a group, that'd be great. But
you know what?
I'm not obsessed.
You know that news film that came out on Ferguson?
Which one?
Prime. You know, on Amazon Prime, they did that new Ferguson film.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I watched that and it was really good. Seeing what he had to go through the hospital and everything like that. And I never actually knew he was that good of a player for Rangers.
Yeah, he scored.
I didn't know he was that good.
His record at Rangers was class, man.
And the fact that they how Rangers treated him after that final was disgusting. To be honest,
it didn't end well. Honestly, he still supports them, but
he doesn't have that.
he's still a Rangers fan. He's just not as big as he used to be, and that's why he managed Aberdeen. Such a pet hate, like in terms of he's got to win, and he took it so seriously.
It's when people say like with a long-term process, and when you say that you give managers a chance to have a long-term process, like you want Arteta might take a fair few number of years to get the team right or anything like that. The reason I say Arteta is never going to be able to do. No one's going to be on the level of Ferguson. No one's ever going to do that. Right?
Never.
But to be able to have that long-term process and build up a team like that, you're not going to be able to do it because, with someone like Arteta, because Arteta just doesn't. He doesn't lay down the rules, right? If you stepped out of line, here's the thing, and I still think Ferguson. It would actually be an interesting debate to have. Would Ferguson, with the way he laid down the rules with certain players, be able to still get away with it now with footballers? Because footballers now have this you sort of do anything wrong, like leave them out of the squad and they get offended, right? And then they don't play for you and they're down tools. But I think the amount of times we've seen Aubameyang, amount of times he has not laid down the rules when things have gone wrong, and or someone's done wrong, and then all of a sudden, that he wonders why the team is not playing to where they want him to.
I think he would.
Last season, the team how poor they were. If I was Ferguson, he would have fucking levered them. They would have been battered in the dressing room, but. It's even Arteta. It was like, oh yeah, we'll make excuse.
I think he would personally, because he had an aura about him as well as an attitude, and he never forgot where he came from. Like he was born in Govan, like that area of like shipyards and hard work and manual labour. Like that's
you saw it in the pitch. It's like every player worked his socks off. If you didn't work your socks off,
if you didn't work, you were gone, and that's what it was all about.
So Giggs in a European game. Yeah, because I think Giggs are one example they did in a European game where he wasn't playing well for him. He wasn't doing his job and working hard. So what did he do? He took him off at half time. After he tried to call him out in the dressing room because he decided to throw a fit. He said, "That's it. You're not in. You could get out."
Yeah.
So
if you didn't work for it, he would hook you, or he would just drop you. Like that's what he is. And he had an aura. So Alex Ferguson, the way he is as a person, is like a football man. He could work in any era.
So that's why I say
that's the type of guy he is.
That's why I say Arteta, you can't, if you want a long-term process like that and get players to do that, you're not going to get it from someone like Arteta who constantly lets Aubameyang sit on the left-hand side and do fuck all game. The amount of times he's done all fuck all game. If that was Ferguson, Jesus Christ, he'd be battered black and blue when he came out of the dressing room. Let alone have a shoe thrown at him. I mean, do you agree with that talk? Would you say that Ferguson would be able to be as good as he is with the way footballers are now?
I think it'd be a bit more of a challenge, but I still believe he would get that kind of there's always a line. You got to create a line. He's good at creating kind of this this aura. It's this thing about the winning thing. It's all about the winning, and being part of. If you're in it, you're in it. If you're out, you're out. You ain't gonna win.
It's like it's
at the end of the day.
Sorry, it was just that I was gonna say it's like how like when you have a kid that's turned into a toddler. And you've got to now set the boundaries. You said if you cross this line, you're gonna get punished. Right? You're not gonna get this. You're not gonna. It was like that. He set the boundaries. Like if you cross this line, you get certain amount done. If you cross it even further, you can then get a further punishment. So,
Guardiola's the exact same type of manager. If you look at it, you see the exact same.
It's there has to be that
people knew where they stood.
The thing is now with footballers is, I mean, if I was a modern day footballer now, with the kind of monies that are being sort of
the branding as well,
put about, you think about it. You think, okay, look, once you make a big money move to somewhere like Man United, like Jadon Sancho right now, he doesn't need to worry about money. at all now for the rest of his life. Never do his kids and their kids and their kids and their kids, etc. So it's now a case of, look, you know what? What do you want to be? If you want to be the best and the elite and a winner, you have to listen and get involved in what I want you to do. This is the thing with Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, is because of this, it's so intense and the lifestyle is so intense, needed to maintain that type of football week in, week out. There has to be, you have to give up certain aspects of your social life in order to, be elite. Otherwise, if you don't want to be elite, fuck off. Go and play somewhere else. If you don't want to be elite under me as Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp and win, then tough. Go, I ain't interested.
He's born on New Year's Eve. He'll be 80 on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Do you know what? If to be honest, if I do something on New Year, if we do a stream on New Year's Eve, I might actually just do like a stream to as respect as a rival. Do a stream on Ferguson.
There's no greater manager than Sir Alex Ferguson. The only person I would put in the same bracket is Matt Busby. Sir Matt Busby, they're the exact same. They both had this. If you actually look at it, like in terms of length of manager, he only
not Herbert.
Got, collectively, it was only by a year.
Not Herbert Chapman.
Maybe for an Arsenal sense, I suppose.
I think because
the reason I say that, hard to put in the bracket. There's so many.
The reason I say that is because we never got to see what he could have done with that side. Should have he lived after the war and the European Cup started? I think if he was at a time where the European Cup was and he had that side, we would have won. We would have probably won the European Cup. The same as Matt Busby did. It would have been lovely to see after it Matt Busby and Herbert Chapman go at it, right? Because I think
there were some great managers in that time as well. Like
if you look at Highbury, I mean, you look at Highbury. That just he stand there. That's him. That's what he built.
Yeah,
he built Arsenal to what it was today, and set its standards, its traditions, its morals, everything that I fell in love with about Arsenal Football Club.
I've got massive respect for a few managers. Like I've got massive respect for Bill Struth, like greatest Rangers manager. I've got massive respect for
Steen.
For Bill Shankly, Jock Steenie. I've got all the respect for them. Like not just because they're Scottish, but Scotland I've got to an extent. Yeah, the certain incident that I'm not even going to discuss, but what he achieved, but there's so many great managers, even like from outside in Europe as well. Like I've got so much respect for like Carlo Ancelotti is one of them. Arrigo Sacchi is another one of my all-time favourites. Like there's so many great managers, but I think who you put in your, you have your own bracket of who's your greatest.
I would have respect for Romania, but I'm sorry, I can't stand him. To be honest, I can't stand him.
I still say Sir Alex Ferguson's the greatest. Like that's from my point of view, but everyone else is entitled to their own opinion.
For me, I can't find anyone better. To be honest, I don't know anyone better.
There's greats, and that's a good thing. Like you look at managers who didn't particularly win everything, but was still a good manager. You look at Clough, Don Revie. One was a charismatic genius. The other played some of the most violent football, but successful football as well. So there's two sides to a coin, and that's football. Like there's so many. Like even like for Liverpool fans, like Bob Paisley as well, Bill Shankly.
Yeah, Bill Paisley. Yeah.
Shankly, I've got more respect for what he did for Man United. So that's about it, really.
I think for by the way, Anthony, I do think that with Arteta, hopefully it's not on New Year's Eve. It's on Christmas Day. If it's on Christmas Day, I said, Mum, I don't care. Like, if it's Christmas Day, I'm doing a fucking stream. Right, I'm having a fucking party. Right, I'm going to be partying into the night. We had Howard, Kendall, and we could have won the European Cup / Champions League in the 80s. But this side, we had British sides. had a ban, and I won't mention any more than that. So Alex Ferguson, the success he brought to United is incredible. Easily the best manager.
It says all that the first English team to win a European trophy after the ban ended was Man United. Cup Winners' Cup in '91 in Rotterdam.
I will. Well, what else was I going to mention about it? I think another stream was actually mentioned about the Champions League, about European Cup and Champions League. Whether should it be as it is? Because we look at the format now. Should it be as it is now? Should it be the format they're going to, or should it just be because it's Champions League? It should be like the European Cup was, where only the champions of every single team around Europe. And there's so many different leagues in Europe, right? That you could easily make a tournament of all the champions of 32 I'm sure there's 32 countries in Europe, to make a tournament that will last until that will give you around a 16, and then a quarter final, and then a semi-final, and then a final.
Yeah, it's what Van Gaal. It's what Van Gaal wants. Like just champions of the respective nations. Like, it annoys me as well. Like, it annoys me that like even though I can't stand them, like Celtic won the league for so many years, but they had to qualify in the Champions League via the group stage. So they should go automatically in. Same as Rangers.
And yet Chelsea win the Champions League. Both times they won the Champions League, and yet one time they finished fifth, and the other time they finished fourth. Or third, sorry. So
no, you're right. Exactly.
But yeah, we're going to come to the end of it anyway, because 45 minutes, we're going to be doing a Man United preview to it, a start of the old preview for the seasons coming up. So we start with Man United. Hopefully, if everything's all right, Chelsea will be tomorrow. I've got the list here, actually. So hopefully Chelsea is tomorrow. Then Man City is on the 2nd. Then Liverpool on the 3rd. Leicester's on the 1st of August. And then Arsenal's is on the 4th. And Tottenham should be after that at some point. So I don't know why I put that 29th.
Tony, with all due respect, mate, I'd have David Moyes. I honestly would. I'd have David Moyes as a Scotland manager. At least he actually knows how to play football.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there anyway. So anyway, we're gonna leave it there. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Reese, for coming on. Hopefully we can see you on the preview. If you're welcome, I'll send you a link anyway, so you're welcome to
sure. I'll have the Man United game on mute anyway, so I ain't bother. As we kick off in less than 20 minutes.
Okay. Talk. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Again, I've sent you a link if you want to tune in. If you want to come on, no worries. But yeah, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button. Make sure to hit the join button as well. If you become a member today, that would really be really appreciative. It's a monthly donation to the charity, which is so important. And like we spoke yesterday with some of the research in last night's Liver Awareness show, some of the research they're doing is incredible. So it needs support, and just a small donation, right, however small it is. I mean, it's from $1.99 onwards, right? These memberships are, and loads of lovely little perks you get in return. So make sure to do that and become a member now. And yeah, we'll be back at 8:30. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Ciao.